Octane is a pretty straightforward legend to learn, and there's a few ways you can really optimise his potential and use him to the fullest. As he is the most picked legend this season, I thought a guide breaking down all of his abilities and how to best utilise them seemed quite fitting. So for those of you that are interested in playing Octane, be sure to stick around as we will be discussing all of that. We're going to talk about Octane's passive, tactical and ultimate abilities and how to use them correctly and effectively to maximise your chances of dropping those high kill and high damage games you might be looking for. In my opinion, Octane is quite an aggressive legend, but he's also great at moving your team around the map and getting out of some sticky situations. He should always be the first legend in and out of fights, with him being one of the fastest movement legends in the game. If you are interested in learning any other legends, be sure to check out my channel as there's plenty more guides you can take a look at. Octane's passive ability is called Swift Mend. Swift Mend allows Octane to automatically restore his health while not taking any damage, and it will activate a few seconds after using his tactical ability. Octane's health will restore at 1.5 health points per second. Octane's passive will not work if he has been silenced by Revenant, and the best thing about Octane's passive is that it allows you to manage your health a little better and use less syringes and medkits. I've often found times where after I've backed out of a fight, in the time it takes me to shield up, I'll perhaps only need one syringe or sometimes none at all, depending on how much damage I've taken before being able to head straight back into the fight and deal some more damage. This is really great if you love to get stuck in and really want to help your team out as much as possible. Octane's tactical ability is a stim. Using a stim will increase your normal movement speed. Octane will be 30% faster while walking or 40% faster while sprinting, and this effect will last for 6 seconds. It does only have a cooldown of 1 second, and don't get me wrong, all this sounds great, but using Octane's stim will actually cost you 20 health points. If Octane's health is below 20, it will reduce your health to 1 health point, so you can't actually knock yourself through using Octane's stim too much. On activation, the stim will remove all slow effects such as those from explosives, caustic gas and Watson fences. It will, however, still have the slow effect while healing. Slows that are applied after activation will only be reduced and not completely removed. Octane's stim does actually increase your speed on jump towers and zip lines as well, and also slightly increases your climb height, so you can pull off some better movement while using his tactical than you normally would be able to. Due to the better movement, you can best use Octane's stim when needing to push into fights or get away from your enemies that little bit quicker. Sometimes time is of the essence, and the use of his tactical can make that difference. Unfortunately, there are also some really thirsty players out there who will chase you around the map, and Octane's stim might be the difference between you getting away or being killed. A cool little movement tip here, but the use of Octane's stim does make it easier to bunny hop and bunny hop heal in particular. So if it's something you're struggling to learn, I'd start out by using Octane first and going from there. I do have a bunny hop guide on my channel if that's something you're wanting to learn, but I do plan on doing a full movement guide in the future. A lot of effort does go into these guide videos, so if you are enjoying the video or finding it useful, please do give it a like and let me know in the comments below. Please feel free to check out more of my Apex content, and if you enjoy those, please do hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. If you are interested, my socials are in the description, so check those out if you want to join me live on Twitch or follow me on Twitter. Octane's ultimate ability is a launch pad. Launch pads do have 200 health and can be destroyed by you or an enemy team. The launch pad will send players in the direction they were moving when they touch the launch pad, and you can actually change your trajectory and distance when using a launch pad. If you hit the launch pad while walking or sprinting, you will be launched into a high arc. However, if you hit it from a crouch or slide, you'll be launched in a low arc. This means you'll fly lower but travel a further horizontal distance. So it's important to decide whether you need the height or the distance before hitting the launch pad, as certain situations may require a different trajectory. In addition to this, anyone who uses the launch pad does have the option to double jump before hitting the ground, unless you are healing or downed. If you time this double jump correctly, it can allow for increased height or again horizontal distance, which may be needed when traversing or rotating around the map. If you use Octane's tactical before using a launch pad, it actually makes no difference to the height or distance you will end up traveling. I know you'll see it in this video of me doing it. That's just like a common habit that I've had before, but I'd highly recommend trying to avoid that and using the stim after using the launch pad instead. Not only can Launchpad be used for players, but throwables and certain Legends tactical abilities can also be launched off the jump pad to make them travel further. There's plenty of these, so have a bit of fun in the firing range and be sure to try these out for yourself. Mirage decoys will also bounce off the launch pad as if a normal player would, and it's important to note that Wraith can't use the jump pad while using her tactical ability. To make the most of Octane's ultimate ability, be sure to use his launch pad to quickly push into fights with your team and try to catch the enemy off guard. I'm sure you'll have seen a lot of the Octane and Revenant meta recently, and it's Octane's jump pad that really allows for this to be a thing. It's not to everyone's taste, but it's there and something to be aware of. You can also use Octane's launch pad to quickly get out of a third party situation and reposition your team. Rotate around the map faster if you need to, gain the upper hand with some high ground, or even use it to launch your down teammates to safety so you can revive them. If you are trying to hold down a building, a sneaky little tactic you can do is place a launch pad at the door. This makes it harder for someone to get into the building and will require them to be front on with the door to get inside. It will of course as well launch them into the building, so it might make them a little harder to hit. So use that with caution. So I wasn't sure whether to include this in the Octane guide or wait until I did a full movement guide, but I'm just going to talk about air strafing, and I suppose it is kind of Octane specific as it's much easier to do on controller on a jump pad. I am a controller player for those of you who may be watching who are on PC, but this essentially just allows you to alter your direction in midair, and it's actually quite simple to do, so I thought I'd do a quick guide for you guys. So all you want to do is, I do it while sliding because I like the increased velocity and the lower arc rather than having the height. I think it makes it a little easier. And all you want to do is push your movement stick to either the left or the right while slowly then turning your aim to the left or the right. So all I would do here, for instance, is sort of move my stick in an arc and move my view in an arc, so we sort of arc around, and you can do that obviously on the reverse as well. So that's all we're going to do. That's all it is. You literally just arc around your view and also push your stick either right or left. And all that happens essentially is we start going forward and then we start going right, and obviously we can use that to alter which direction or where we're going mid-air using Octane's jump pad. It's a pretty simple tip and tactic you can use in a pretty simple movement technique, but I thought it was kind of nice to include in this video as it is kind of easier on a jump pad to sort of go over and sort of explain. And of course it just allows you to have a bit more unpredictable movement and be able to control that movement off Octane's jump pad a little better. If for some reason or just for fun you want to use Octane's jump pad like a trampoline, you can actually do that. You can use a melee attack to push yourself onto a launch pad without using any movement inputs. This enables you to constantly bounce up and down in a straight line on Octane's jump pad. You can also use a jump pad while in a trident if you also want to play trampolines or traverse the map a little quicker by boosting at the top. Now, we've covered a lot there, and you might think Octane isn't the best legend for you, but fear not, you can check out some more of my legend guide videos by clicking on the screen now. I hope this video has helped you, and if I've missed anything, be sure to pop it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.